the leading United Nations platform on artificial intelligence. Organized by the International Telecommunication Union, the United Nations Agency for Digital Technologies, in partnership with over 50 UN agencies, and co-convened with Switzerland. The mission of AI for Good is to unlock AI's potential to serve humanity. As a multi-stakeholder platform, AI for Good advances solutions, standards, and skills. In today's AI for Good event, we are counting on you to use the live video wall feature to ask questions and post comments to help create an engaging session. Boost your AI skills and elevate your career with the AI for Good Discovery Badge. Receive verified digital credentials that recognize your engagement in cutting-edge sessions, exploring how AI is being used to tackle global challenges. To see if a session is eligible, look for the blue badge banner on the right side of the video interface that activates at the end of each live session. Share your badge on LinkedIn and across your professional profiles, and check the AI for Good Events webpage for upcoming eligible online sessions. Discovery Badge sessions are part of the AI Skills Coalition, ITU's global initiative to strengthen credible AI learning pathways and expand access to high-quality, trustworthy AI knowledge worldwide. We encourage you to stay until the end to chat, connect, ask questions, and network with our distinguished facilitators and world-class AI experts in the neural network. It is now time to kick off the session and welcome our first speaker.
Thank you, Anna, for introducing the session. A very good day to everyone. Thank you for joining. Welcome to AI for Good's AI and Machine Learning 5G webinar. My name is Jiaying from ITU, the International Telecommunication Union. So today we are going to have another very exciting webinar for the global launch of the Telco Troubleshooting Agentic Challenge, which aims to design agentic systems that are capable of reasoning over network state, interacting with tools, and adapting to unseen fault conditions in real time. This webinar serves as an introductory session to the challenge, during which our speakers will explain the problem statement, tasks to be accomplished by the participants, evaluation methods, logistics, and prizes for the winners. But before officially kicking off the session, I would like to introduce our esteemed speakers, Antonio and Zainab. Antonio, the principal engineer at Huawei Technologies, our old friend. Last year, we successfully launched another challenge together with a similar topic, which is AI telco troubleshooting under using different sizes of LLMs. Recently, this challenge concluded as MWC Barcelona. Thank you, Antonio, for joining us today. And Zainab, AI data engineer lead at the GSMA Open Telco AI initiative with very deep expertise in multi-agent systems, GenAI, and autonomous networks. And as usual, my colleague Vishnu will be taking care of the Q&A session. Now, without further ado, I'd like to pass the baton to Antonio. Antonio, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Jahin. Welcome, everyone. So I will introduce together with Zainab the challenge, and I hope you find interesting and you ask many questions about it, so that you can participate and successfully bring it to the fulfillment on our goals. So actually, I will leave maybe to Zainab introducing the GSMA Open Telco AI initiative as a first step for this presentation.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the global launch of Telco Troubleshooting Agentic Challenge. My name is Zainab. I'm the AI Data Engineering Lead at the Open Telco AI Initiative at the GSMA. And over the next few minutes, I'll walk you through the initiative and explain how this challenge connects to it. This initiative focuses on building open data, model, and troubleshooting foundations that telco-grade AI actually requires. Telecom networks are among the most complex operational systems in the world, but today only about 16% of generative AI development is targeting telecom networks. So why is it like that? The reason behind this is that we can't train models on data we don't have. we can't properly evaluate AI systems without telecom specific benchmarks. And finally, we can't deploy AI at a scale without accessible compute infrastructure. So the Open Telco AI initiative at the GSMA is approaching this problem at the foundation level, focusing on the 3 layers that everything else in the ecosystem depends on. First of all, benchmarks. We are developing telecom-specific evaluation frameworks that reflect real network tasks and operational scenarios. Second, open data and models, not proprietary and not locked behind a single vendor, but open resources that the entire ecosystem can build on and contribute to. We are developing curated data sets such as knowledge graphs, network telemetry, 3GPP material, as well as the first family of open network models trained on network data and targeting the real operational challenges. The challenges operators face every day, like troubleshooting, self-healing networks, and traffic optimization. And third, accessible compute. Today, not many organizations can afford to train models at the scale that telecom problems require. So in the initiative, we want to make this capability accessible to operators, researchers, and developers across the industry. Yes. Over
Thank
to
you,
you,
Zainab.
Antonio.
So, okay, let's go more in particular inside this this project, this competition, and understand what are the challenge that we want to address. Okay, as Ji Yang was saying, this is actually well related to the previous challenge. It's I would say an evolution of that, where actually the system is much more complex and the whole environment is more rich and complex. Okay, but somehow the overall target that we focus is the same. We want to develop an AI system that is able to reduce the cost on network faults due to hardware failures and software misconfiguration, to make the system more efficient and providing better services and so on. Okay, so from the research standpoint, there are two key elements. One is that we want to build agents that are capable to generalize to multiple scenarios, like unseen faults, unseen data, different type of networks. Okay, and also we want to understand what are the key capabilities, like simulators, memory, RAG, or skills and processes like fine-tuning, chain of thought, etc., that enable agents to deal with telecom network understanding and optimization phases. So, in contrast, let's say, with the previous challenge, so the previous challenge was focusing in particular on LLMs. Okay, this was one. Let's say it's one of the main key differentiator point. Okay, so obviously agent can be built using LLM. It's not the only way, but today, when you talk about AI agent, we mainly talk about agent built on LLM. But this agent have additional capabilities, let's say, in addition to the one traditional of LLM, like being a virtual agent, virtual assistant, and so on. Okay, these agents are capable of planning or using their memory, and they're capable of to use. Okay, and through this mechanism, this function, they can bring a novel way of optimizing the network. Okay, but understanding the capability of agent bring a new challenge also for us for the telecom ecosystem, and in particular we need to, when we talk about this understanding, this benchmarking, let's say, we need to evolve from benchmarking mainly based on knowledge, Q&A, and maybe reasoning capability of LLM, to benchmarking capable of addressing what we said about, we talk about the agentic era. So all these new functionalities, okay? LLMs benchmark are mainly based on steady data, okay, where basically there is some information and the LLM interact with those information and bring some understanding, some analysis or based on that information in an agentic AI framework where basically this agent can use all the tool and the skills that we mentioned in a very interactive way, and to achieve specific outcome, either you actually on production on a real system or leveraging a sandbox environment, which is a key element, let's say, for the benchmarking, because we cannot benchmark the agents in let's say, an operation in a real system. We will use a sandbox environment. Okay, so this is the key aspect. We use a digital twin of the network, like a telecom network, let's say, model, and to interact with the agent, to understand how the agent can address a number of problems, okay, and which are the solutions that should be leveraged to solve this problem. In particular, in this challenge, we focus on two classes of problem: root cause analysis. Basically, in this class of problem, the network is experiencing some issue, as I said before, either due to hardware issue or some misconfiguration, and we ask the agent to find the root cause of that issue that is observed through some network API, or actually we have self-healing problem. So the agent is exposed to the network condition and is asked to solve the problem. Okay, so these are obviously related, but different type of problems. And how to solve it, as I said before, we can use multi-turn tool use to interact with the Agent Sandbox, reasoning, fine-tuning, or maybe skills. Okay, and this sandbox, what is interesting, because it provides interaction, but it's also multi-vendor, and is also obviously in the industry specific. It's about the telecom network. So I want to provide you here a very, let's say, simple example of the type of question that the agent can address. Okay, you can see here, this is a sketch of a network topology, where you can see routers and firewalls. And basically what happened here is one of the nodes inside this network experienced an incident. In particular, the planning data for this node was accidentally deleted. Okay, so if you call some function in this node, for instance, a neighbor query, so understand what are the neighbors of this node, the function will return null or incomplete results. Okay, and at the same time, also the neighboring of this node are not able to communicate with it. Okay, so this is a problem that we want to solve by restoring the link status of this node. Okay, by following some strict logic. So we provide some instruction to solve this problem. Okay, so there is some problem rules to follow. Okay, so this is an example of actually the let's say the methodology, means the action that the agent has to implement to solve the problem. And what is actually the output that is expected. So it is expected to provide a mapping of the data plane table. Okay, so basically for this node, for each of its port, to which other node is connected to. Okay, so you can see this node has 6 ports here, and each of these 6 ports is connecting to another node through one port of that node, that specific node. Okay, so this is the information we want to get to restore the capability of this node and the neighboring node to communicate. So overall, That was an example. But what if we look at the specific tracks of this challenge and how to solve it? So first of all, in terms of tracks, we are going to allow the work, let's say, so the participant can work on one or two tracks. Okay. The first track is about wireless network, self-healing and root analysis problems. And the second track is about IP network, as the one that I showed earlier. Okay, let's say same type of family of problem. Again, self-healing, where you want the network to, let's say, correct by itself. So the agent has to say what is the solution to the problem, or root cause analysis. So the agent need to understand what is the problem. Okay, in both cases, we start with the same base model, Qwen 3.535b, and there is a different, obviously, these are different type of network with different type of tools which are available for solving the different family of questions. Okay, regarding the rules, so we will provide data and environment from in Hugging Face. So you can download this software and data and get familiar with that, the type of problem. We provide also some example of problem and solution and tools, obviously. You can fine-tune the base model, although this is going to be quite challenging, I expect. This is something that you could do, especially in the wireless challenge, as the amount of data is much larger. You can build an internal mechanism, internal to your local environment, like skills, RAG, process the data that you download, okay? But you cannot create additional tools to interact with the environment, okay? So here you have an example of the architecture of the overall, let's say, local and endpoint for the environment, let's say. So you have your local environment with the data set and connect with the server that expose tools and simulator. And then, so this is what you can develop. You can design your agent, starting actually from you can start from the baseline agent we provide, or designing one from scratch. You can design new skills, or you can fine-tune, let's say, the base model. Regarding the competition platform, we will use Zindi, okay, for discussion support. Also a way to retrieve the data, so basically they will be linked to Hugging Face, and to get submission and automatic evaluation. Okay, so basically the leaderboard. This is the challenge timeline. Okay, so here we are gathering today for this live webinar. The competition will start in 2 weeks. Okay, for both the challenges. As I said before, you will be able to download data to set up your environment and start to work on your agent and test it. Okay, so this is the first phase. The overall competition is divided into 3 phases. Let's say that the first phase is building your agent. The second phase is production phase, or test, let's say test phase. We test your agent on new problem, and we select the top participant based on accuracy of your agent on those problems. Okay. Then we ask to these 30 participants to deliver their agent and to us, and we will test the agent on a full private data set. Okay, and in this case we look both at the accuracy and the latency. Okay, let me clarify 2 things. One, so in this sense, we will able to provide, let's say, a leaderboard to compare the different submission during the phase A, and also obviously to phase B to select the top participant. To do this, so in phase A you will have in phase B you will have the question, and you submit the answer, and then we evaluate simply your answer against the count true. So the answer in a CSV format. In the last phase, instead, you submit the agent, and you don't have the final phase answer and questions, and we will do the testing. Okay. Why we do the latency all in the last phase is because obviously different participants may use different platform, compute platform. So latency is also depending on that. We thought that it would not be fair to do the selection of the agents considering this latency aspect. We will look at this only at the end when all the agents run on the same compute platform. And then we end the competition in MWC Shanghai at end of June. So regarding the prices, so currently we secure 40K euro. Okay, what we want to give is 10K for the two winner, so one for each track, 10K for the second place, and for each track, and 2.5K for the third place of each track. Okay, I think we will also be able to sponsor travel and stay in Shanghai during the ceremony. I'm sorry about this. I still to be confirmed, but I'm quite confident it should be the case. And also there will be tickets, obviously for the event to join the pricing ceremony, present your work and engage with the stakeholder and the organizer. Okay, and obviously the teamwork will be published on the GSMA Open Telco AI initiative. So Zainab, please, I'll leave you the floor to conclude the slides.
Sure, thank you, Antonio. So everything I described about our mission in Open Telco AI initiative, the benchmarks, the open models, the evaluation frameworks needs to be tested in the real world. And that's exactly what the Telco Troubleshooting Agentic Challenge is designed to do. Every team that submits to this challenge is testing ideas in a realistic multi-vendor sandbox, as Antonio mentioned as well, not a simplified data set, not a theoretical exercise, but an environment that behaves like a real telecom network. In addition to that, the participants are tackling the exact problems that network engineers face every single day. And the same problem that we at the initiative are working to solve through our open network models and agentic AI tools. So when a participant finds a better way to, for instance, localize a fault or restore topology paths, that's not just a competition result, that's a data point that feeds directly into how we design our benchmarks, how we evaluate models, and how the good performance looks like for the industry. The results and winning solutions from this challenge will be showcased at Mobile World Congress Shanghai 2026, one of the world's largest industry stages, which brings together operators, vendors, researchers, and standard bodies from across the globe. It's not just a competition, it's an opportunity to put the best ideas in front of the people who will decide how agentic AI is validated and ultimately deployed in real networks. So if you are a researcher, a developer, an operator, or someone who cares about getting this right, then this challenge is your moment to help shape the answer. We are extremely excited to see what we can build together and looking forward to seeing you in Shanghai.
Thank you, Zainab. So from my side, for our side, that's all. It's quite high level presentation. So if you have any question, this is the right time.
Hey, thank you very much, Antonio and Zainab. I think the presentation, the challenge is quite exciting. Just like the previous one, by the way. I think the previous one was quite successful as well. In MWC, we had quite a splash. Thank you very much. I think this one is also shaping up like that. There is a great opportunity, like Zainab mentioned. This is a great opportunity. The price is also quite mouth-watering, I should say. Very attractive. Thank you very much. The participants, audience can ask the questions through neural network. You can put your questions in the neural network platform. We should be able to take it here. Meanwhile, while we are waiting, I have some questions, Antonio and Zainab. We can maybe quickly discuss the timeline just once again, because first thing that competitor, I mean the participant, looks at is the timeline. So on behalf of them, I will ask this question about, if you bring up the timeline slide, if you don't mind, if you please bring that up.
Yes, sure.
It shows, let me see. I think we have time approximately maybe till the first phase is ending maybe in
First phase
May.
will end 4th of May. Okay.
4th of May. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That should be the first milestone. I believe that should be the
Right.
first milestone.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So if I was entering the competition, this is where I should look at first. And then we can look at the others. I mean, if we go through that, then we can look at the others. I think that's approximately what my strategy will be. And you are ending the last development commit. I mean, the commit should be somewhere, I believe, in middle of May. Is that so, or we have
Sorry,
time
say it
till
again,
end of May?
Vishnu. Sorry, Vishnu, say it again.
The last submission with
The
all
last
the changes.
submission will be right after the end of phase B. So here, the selected top participant, which we will select during phase B, will have to submit their agent. Okay, so this means they submit, let's say the model. If they have changed the baseline model, they submit the workflow through a main.py, let's say, that take as input is our question, like in the previous phases, and that we can evaluate on our side to decide which are the winners. So this is the private, let's say, evaluation.
Okay.
To produce the private leaderboard, the final leaderboard that in the Zindi platform.
So can I ask you, if the first part, it shows download data. So that means that you have public data here. Can we assume that you give public data?
Yes.
Okay.
So actually, you will have to download data also in the phase 2, but the phase 2, it's phase B, sorry, it's only about the new question, the new problems. But the main data to, let's say, to download and set up the environment, it's here. So basically, what you need to will put for everyone available in Hugging Face, also out beside the competition, is a set of questions for the two tracks, for the wireless and IP track, and the environment which expose the tools and allow to all the interaction and the evaluation which are needed during this phase.
Very good. Yeah, thank you. Let me park my remaining questions. There is a question from Lily. She's asking, is there a penalty for taking an action that doesn't fix the problem but make it worse? So yeah, I believe that is going to get you into trouble, but I will leave it to Antonio.
Yeah, I mean,
there is a second. Yeah,
yes,
there is a second question as well. Yeah.
I think so. If you fix that action and still get to the solution, you still may get selected, let's say, until this go through the second phase. But then this will penalize you in the last phase, because latency will also be measured. So if you start to use random to do random action, the time that you will need to solve the problem or find what is the right issue in your network, that will increase.
There is a second question on the data format. In fact, actually, I was going to ask that question, but there is, Lily already asked it, AI agent received network map topology. So basically, what does the data look like? Does it include the network map topology, text data, or do you have some tools to make the graph? Yeah.
So regarding let's say how this work. So there are the questions, and the question and also the answer, at least to build your agent. These are simple CSV, let's say. But then there is a server, as I was showing here, okay? And this server expose exposed to the agent additional tools. And these tools allow the agent to grab new data, to interact with the simulator, and all this kind of thing. Okay, so through these tools, you can have access to the network topology, to the network APIs, to the network configuration, and so on. And some of these tools allow you to change this network topology, network configuration, etc. Other tools allow only to read what is the network status and so on. Okay?
Yeah, that is clear then. There is a question on what to do between 4th April and 5th May, apart from eagerly waiting. I think competitors are eagerly waiting between 4th April. Yeah, 4th.
Yes.
Is that? Yeah. So
okay.
What should they do in between?
So they will have to basically they will have to submit the agent for the two tasks, looking at the new problems, and during these 2 weeks. Sorry, yes, I was careful. Yeah, you will have 2 weeks to submit your agent that we are going to evaluate. Okay.
I think by this time you would have already got the submissions. 4th April.
4th April,
or rather, I think.
Okay, but this
I think it's
submission
4th
is
May.
based on this submission is about the agent on the data that we will give you to build the agent, let's say. Okay. But then you will have to make new submission on new data, new problems. Okay. So in this case, there is some kind of iteration. You can tune your agent. You can train. You can construct and check over time how do you improve. In this phase, not much. Okay.
I believe, Simon, maybe what you could do is that you can improve your solution. I mean, I think in the past, what we have also done is to include some of the very innovative solutions in the publication. So you could improve it and look at publications. So that's a possibility. But I think optimistically speaking, I mean, assuming that you would get selected, I would take Antonio's suggestion, work on the next phase, maybe improving the solutions. That kind of thing is the best thing to do based on experience. That's probably
all the participants can move from phase A to phase B, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
There is no selection here. You build your agent in phase A. We will test altogether the agent in phase B, and in phase B we select the top agents that we let's say, finally evaluate privately during phase C?
That's important. Okay. Okay, Simon, that answers your question. I believe that this 2 weeks you can use to further tune and submit that in for phase B. I believe that
Right.
answers. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Anthony. Yeah. Okay. While we wait, let me go back to my part, the list of questions. I think in this case, Antonio, if you look at phase B, I think in phase B, you would be releasing a private data set. Is that the case? Because you are now shifting to a private data set. Is that the case?
Private in the sense, yes, it's not fully private. The question are public, not the answer.
Okay, okay. And how is this accuracy and latency measured, and especially latency? I mean, from
So
when to when do you start the clock and stop the clock for the latency?
we will look at the traces, okay? When the agent start to produce traces, and then on that we will look at the time it makes to conclude, let's say, its reasoning and give us the answer for each question.
I see. I see. Okay, okay. I see. Yeah,
Sorry.
that will be
Regarding
interesting to see.
the accuracy. Okay. Sorry. Regarding the accuracy, basically we will need just to compare with the ground truth. Okay, so we know which is the right answer to. So these are multiple choice questions. Okay, that you are going to deal with. So we know which is the right answer. Some of the questions are also include multiple true options. Some of the questions include only one single option that is true. So, but we will look at we compare your estimation or your preferred option with the ground truth.
Okay, okay. If you go, we still don't have any other participant question that we can look at. Maybe the previous slide. The participants can ask questions in the neural network while we wait. Yeah, this one. Normally, Anthony, if you remember in our previous competition also, we had this question that can I use a different model? I mean, I understand your answer, but what is your answer now? As a participant, can I use a different model, or should I
Yes.
stick to this?
No, obviously, okay. No, you cannot use a different model, and you cannot use any API that give you access or to leverage other type of models. Okay, simply because that would not be fair to compare, let's say, agent which are based on distinct models. Obviously, not all models perform the same, so it would not be fair compare Gemini 3 or GPT closed model, let's say, with open source model and so on, or model that has completely different sizes. Okay, so what we are looking here is rather at the development of the workflow or of the tools, the skills and so on that make the agent working better.
I see. I see. So that means the participant should not make a call to an outside model as well.
Exactly.
Okay. Why no new tools are banned? Why the new tools are banned? Is that just a phasing or question or problem of?
No, I think it's mainly. So we thought about this. I think the main problem is that we want to avoid risk. Let's say several risk if we allow participant to interact with our environment, let's say, in a random way, okay, in a way that we cannot control. We want to avoid that maybe some malicious participant break the environment or find the answer to the questions and so on. Okay, so this is the main logic. So we give you or for instance, one other simple example. Okay, imagine that some one of you create a tool that give you access to all the data. Okay, so you have access to all the data from in one step. Then there is no more, let's say, it's not more an agentic problem. It becomes something which is a different, has different goals, let's say. So we wanted to avoid. We would go back a bit to the previous competition. If you have all the information to solve the problem from the first to use, let's say. The goal is to make to understand, to make the agent capable of understanding which right tool to use to solve a given problem.
Okay. And does the participant get a description of the tool? I mean,
yes, obviously.
Okay.
The server, let's say, all the server will describe, will provide information about commands and tools which are available.
If you actually, let's come back to the tools in a bit. But if you go one more slide back, there is this is really important. Yeah. So this slide is really important. The target output. This is where most of the participants have questions normally, because you see, you're saying that the agent must provide a complete mapping, and this is the format, typical format. So can you explain what is a complete mapping? Is that the complete mapping of the failure?
The output that we expect has to be completed. Okay, so this node here, as I was saying, has a number of interface, like right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? So we want to have the information for each of them. Okay, not only one information. I don't want to know that this node is connected to this node through this interface, and that's all. No, I want to know all this information. Okay.
Okay, so that means that you need the complete parts.
Complete mapping. A complete mapping means that the agent need to produce a full table of the interfaces between this the node for which the interfaces had been, let's say, the table of interfaces have been deleted, and the neighboring nodes.
Okay, I see. And I believe in the data set, I mean, you mentioned CSV data set, but is that corresponding to this, or what?
Yes. Obviously, the data set. This is a pictorial representation of one of the question. Okay, but the data set is basically a JSON where this thing is described. Okay, the problem is described, and what type of tools are available to solve that problem, and so on.
Okay. I think this is quite interesting. Let's go one more slide back. So this one, I think this is also, as if I was a participant, then these are the slides. Maybe this one and the next one, the 6 and 7 are quite important for me, right? So in this case, I believe the complete mapping that you're talking about, that's related to the incident and the task, isn't it? So when you look at the incident itself, is that something in triggered, or how in the data set is that already embedded, the incident? How do you do that?
Yes. So in the simulator, let's say, for that question, for this question, let's say, you will have access to a network configuration in which this X incident has happened, okay, and you will need to let's say solve it. So retrieve all the information to restore the correct functioning of that network.
I see. Okay. I am guessing that the last two bullets that you have here, the interface descriptions and the ARC tables, the tools would give me access to this. Am I
Yes,
right?
totally,
Okay.
totally. Yes, exactly.
Okay, so I think the link status and the rest of the
There are, as I was saying, there are 45 tools that can allow you to query the link status, to query the ERP tables, to verify the interface descriptions, etc., etc. So to get device per node, all these things will be available.
Yeah. Regita is asking, sorry, I missed the first part of the session. Okay, no problem. It's all recorded, Regita. No worries. I don't know whether you have covered this. This is regarding the data set. Are you expecting data cleaning to be done from the participant?
Not really cleaning, but you can do processing of the data. You can maybe classify the problems. You can, I don't know. You can work on the data to make your solution more efficient or
Okay.
smarter. But there is no need of. There is no like. Fake or malicious data inside the data or something like this.
Regita, if I understand right, this contains structured data, CSV data, and the tools are there to get more information from the network. I think so. In that sense, no data cleaning is required, but maybe you need to understand this data a little bit. I mean, the descriptions would be there. That's what Antonio just now explained. So I would sit down with slides 6, 7, 8 and understand what is required to be processed.
We will provide example on problem and solutions for those problems. So you can understand well.
Thank you, Antonio. That will be very useful. Yeah, the reference and samples would be really interesting.
Yes.
And there would be a recording of this session, so no worries if you missed any part. If you go to the tracks, Antonio, I believe there are 2 tracks that you mentioned. Normally, there are questions on this track business. I mean, because normally the question is that should the participant submit both tracks?
No.
Tracks?
You can do your submission you can work on only one of the 2 or both of them. Okay, there is no problem. The important thing is that you engage with us and you submit the best of your work. There is no problem the number of questions for each of the 2 are different, and also the number of tools, but you can work on both of them or not. And you can build one agent that works that is capable to work on both of these tracks, or 2 different solutions for each of them.
The data sets are different?
Yes. There are 2 different two different environment, two different tools. So it's yes, there are different. There are different problems. Let's say, okay.
I see.
One address wireless network, so and the other is more about the IP network, as the one we just see.
I believe then, I think in general, this competition, normally we get these kind of questions from the participant. So I have run through all the checklist. I believe we have covered most of those questions. Maybe on the tool sets, I mean the tools themselves, can you maybe describe what, I mean, I can guess, I mean, we just now discussed some of the tool sets, but I mean, possibles. But what does these tools do in general, apart from what we discussed? I think the accessing the data is one part. I believe, are you also, are they, first of all, are they read only? They are just getting the information from the network. Is that what they do?
No, it's not only read only. It's actionable also tools. Okay, I would say that maybe wireless network is only read only. So it's basically not really actually. It's not wireless network as a read and simulation tool. Okay. And this one IP network has read and actionable tools.
Okay.
So in
Okay,
the
I
read
see.
tool is about finding some information for a specific node and or a specific users or etc. And the simulation tools are like making estimate of some parameters that maybe you cannot find the data, but you need to take your decision. And the actionable tool is actually a tool that allow you to solve a given network problem. Okay, like set up, modify parameters and so on, so that your
I see.
network become functioning again.
I see. I think we are good with respect to normal set of questions. Let's take a look at some. Normally, I ask some philosophical questions at the end. I mean, there are still few minutes, so if the participant would like to ask some questions, please do that. But just to go a little philosophical, Antonio, what kind of research problems are you trying to solve with this challenge? Normally, you see, when we design challenge, we look at some good set of problems to solve. So what is behind your mind when we design this problem?
So let's say that there is okay, first of all, there is a business motivation, right? So the business motivation is that today this type of problem are solved using rule-based mechanism and specialized engineer knowledge. Okay, so and this is a quite static approach that typically leverage a large number of workload and takes time, and this means takes a lot of money as well to fix the problem, to make the network working in a proper way, etc., etc. Okay, sometimes this problem really lasts several hours and days. I mean, you may remember the Cloudflare issue recently, or some other problem that maybe blocks people to use popular application, but also very fundamental application, like maybe imagine you cannot use anymore your banking app, or you cannot use anymore maybe your I don't know, the social security app or something like this, right? So today network are a commodity, for everyone, but actually need being a commodity means they need to be very resilient because we use them all the time for very fundamental things. Okay, it's not only to watch video or play video games, right? It's actually we do it to pay our we use it to pay our taxes. We use it to in our daily life, right? So if the network is broken, it can become a serious issue, even if it's only for a few hours. So this is the business problem. The research problem is, let's say, at least twofold, I would say. One is to understand whether a agent can solve this type of issue, let's say, and in particular, can and how and if they can generalize, okay, how they can scale. The other issue is how to evaluate this, okay. Maybe another ecosystem, another let's say industries, this issue has been already solved. In the telecommunication context, I would say not, okay. So since we work with private data, private network, all this kind of thing, so establish something which is shared by the community, that is robust and reliable, it's very important for us. So this, I would say, they are business and the research problem.
Thank you, Antonio. There is a last minute question from Lily. She's asking, does scoring specifically reward agents that provide explanations, enough thought, standardized log on why an action was taken?
Not particularly, although it's obviously it's an important point, but still agent work in this way, no, and work with in the log you will have the logic, at least, of the different tools and so on. So it's not only an LLM that can tell you A, B, C, D, whatever. It's it need to interact with the overall system, so we see the logic. But it would be good also, obviously, if there is a explanation. But on the other hand, explanation also takes time, producing tokens in this sense, and obviously it's not always reliable. So there is a compromise. It's not really super clear whether what the LLM outputs is really related to what they do, what the agent does.
Mhm. Actually, this question reminds me. So we should have just one agent submission, right? I can't make two agents. I can't make three agents. I just need one agent to be submitted. Is that correct?
You can use in your workflow multiple agents, definitely. Yes. So
Oh, I see. I see.
your agent here can be actually built on multiple agents.
I see. I see.
Yes.
So in that case, in your slide, probably develop agents.
Yeah,
Plural.
maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, it could
Okay.
be. It's an agentic workflow, let's say, or an
Right.
agentic architecture. Okay, that that can use can leverage multiple agent or not. So in this
Understood.
sense, you may get some better results using multiple agent collaborating with each other. For sure, it's an option.
Okay. Thank you, Antonio. And yeah,
Thank you.
that's my cue. Chang is here. Thank you very much. Nice answers and explanations. Back to you, Chang.
No, thank you, Vishnu, for handling all those questions, and also Antonio and Zainab for all the questions and all the explanations. Thank you very much. This challenge will be hosted on Zindi platform, and the link has already been shared on the video wall. Please, everyone who's interested in this challenge, please save the link. All registration and everything will be handled afterwards. So please, everyone, save this. We have more sessions in the future. Please check the AI for Good program page for more details. This webinar will be all recorded. So anyone, if you missed some points or sessions, please check on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining today. We hope to see you in the future. Thank you for joining. See you next time.
Thanks a lot, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you for participating in today's AI for Good session. We hope you've learnt something new, innovative, and engaging in today's event. We now encourage you to continue the conversation on the live video wall in the neural network. Here you can ask questions, like and comment, share links, complete the poll, connect with interesting profiles, or speak one-on-one using the chat and video function. We invite you to explore the lobby, try the smart matching quiz, visit the virtual exhibits, poster boards, the e-shop, and build your personalized AI for Good program. Let's shape the future of AI for Good.